What's going on, guys? So today on this Shoky Quickie, we're taking a look at something new from the Hasbro Power Rangers Street Fighter crossover, of course, in the Lightning Collection. And this is Morphed Chun-Li Blazing Pheonix Ranger. Now, of course, we looked at the Crimson Falcon last time with Ryu. And, of course, this is his kind of female-ish counterpart as it goes. Because, I guess, in this crossover area, everybody gets to be a ranger. Now, I don't know the exact story with Chun-Li, because I could have sworn that within the little mini movie that Ryu transformed, I thought Chun-Li was a character in it. I could be wrong. This may be straight up from the game, and I just don't know. And like I said, I know Ken is coming. I have him on pre-order. I'm not interested in Cammy. I think that figure in particular looks kind of ugly, if I'm honest. But this is a cool one. And I know that there, as I believe it, Playmates has a Ninja Turtles versus Street Fighter game set of figures. I don't think that was ever a game, but they kind of made a thing. And I kind of want the Ryu and Chun-Li from that so that I can have head sculpts. But I don't want to pay that much money for a figure I'm not going to use, you know? But it would go with this line pretty well. But either way, let's take a look at Chun-Li. So up front, we do have, of course, no window here. We just have an image of the character with a nice backdrop. She is doing her kick thing, which is pretty cool. This one does come with some decent effects. Really nice artwork of Chun-Li herself. Right there, you got plastic-free packaging. Sure. Also, I like how the figure is mostly shiny, and then the background is kind of matte. Very interesting. Hasbro. Come around here, you got Chun-Li. Go to the back. Nice image of her. I love that it's even got her hair bun things and her wrist spikes. So this is more of a deluxe figure in the fact that it comes with a whole bunch of effect parts, and of course it's a brand new mold, like from almost from head to toe. So that's the thing about these ones in particular, where it's actually going to be a pricier figure. Now, are you going to find these on the shelves somewhere? I literally don't know. I got mine from Big Bad Toy Store. You can also get yours from Hasbro. And then there's that. You know, if you want to get yours from Hasbro Pulse or other online sources, by all means. And unlike Ryu, hers actually stayed contained. Can I get her out of there effectively? Guess so. This is weird. I will say this is a little weird. Although, given how much damage sometimes figures and accessories would get from the plastic rub, having this like this is one thing. However, having all of the accessories crammed in a little bag like this, kind of willy-nilly, does bother me versus the other thing. Now, also, in a way, this sort of takes away from the plastic birthing ceremony that we do here on this channel. So, let's unbag the accessories. Also, it's great and all that they're eliminating plastics and just going with mostly paper. But, like, is it really that big of a deal in the end run? I mean, the figure itself is still very plastic. And this is wax paper, essentially. Okay, so we do get the action-based thing. A little bit of a issue there, like I cut out the runner funny. You know, it's got the 3 pegs so you can stand on it, which is always a good thing. We have the upright dooley-hoo there. We have an energy ball, because of course Chun-Li can shoot energy balls. I like that it's different from Ryu's. We do have, of course, another version of a bird, much like Ryu did. Hers was Pheonix, yeah. Weird thing, okay, there's the hole. So unlike the last one I discovered early on, this is here. So this is meant to be shot, I guess, sort of. You know, they have a signature attack. But then you also have this, which is freaking cool. Okay, so yeah, it does have a base peg there. So you can plug the foot in there, and it has a base peg there. So this is actually probably going to be one of the, or these characters, I should say, are probably going to be one of the only ones I use the effects. And this is very much the Hasbro translucent plastic stuff, much like the bluish parts for Transformers. Feels very similar, not as quote-unquote oily, but I would be concerned that these may or may not have a similar effect on certain plastics like ABS and stuff like that, because some people know if you left the bluish parts attached to your like Kingdom Transformers, they could potentially melt. That's not a good thing. Also, you do get her open slappy hands, or she can high five herself. You know, Get this out of the way. The only thing that kind of sucks is you don't get a stand for the figure. By that I mean like an action base that can hold the figure up, like in a pose. Oh, okay, look at this. So one difficulty with Blue Rangers, of course, is making sure that any paint stays on there well. Ooh, she is wobbly on that upper torso. That's a bit crazy. All right, so she definitely has female Ranger arms. Just, of course, slight remold here. Is there a bicep swivel? Looks to be a bicep swivel, but I'm going to be careful. That looks like a whole separate piece. It doesn't just like one big painted part. Okay, so she has her Pheonix crest chest. Kind of a Pheonix helmet here. Like I said, her little hair dealies, which are interesting. Ooh, look at the painted neck on this thing. So, like, these are getting, like, significantly more deco. And I think I mentioned this with Ryu. Like, significantly more deco than the normal Rangers are. So these are definitely considerably more deluxe type figures. I mean, look at the paint on the back here on this skirt. And because these are one-offs, like, you're not going to repaint these. You could, but you're not going to. Like, these aren't going to become something else. But I also love that it's sort of a Triceratops helmet because it does have a big old horn there. And what looks, even though their wings are, like, kind of swept back. Wow. Okay, so we got a ball joint lower neck. You got a ball joint head. You do get ball joint torso. It looks like double, actually. One in there and one in there. Pretty loose. I thought she actually had the ab crunch. She does not. Oh, also, I didn't point this out. Pinless joints. I didn't realize it. I'm looking at Ryu over here too. Yeah, totally pinless joints. Very, very nice. So Hasbro is upgrading. They're raising the game. Okay, so she does have a butterfly joint, but I bet it's stuck like most of the girls. It scares me every time one of those lets loose. Okay, so that's good. Let's see here. The bicep does turn. We got a double jointed elbow, though it is so thin, it is terrifying to utilize. But hey, that's some pretty good movement there, if I do say so. Which I have to. Okay, now I'm trying to figure out. If I had to guess, this entire gauntlet is made out of the gold plastic, painted white, painted black. Because you can see it here. Let me zoom in on the hand here. You can see how kind of crappy that is. Like they definitely spray paint or airbrush or whatever. Okay, and that is right on the wrist, so that's interesting. So you can get a little bit of wrist motion. It does rotate. I do think that there's meant to be a bicep swivel, and I'm scared to push it. Oh, there it goes. Okay, just stuck a little bit. Good. Love a bicep swivel. Ryu didn't have that. Oh, see, look, her armband won't stay up. See, this one's actually kind of in a good spot. The other one, on the other hand, a little loose. Might require some glue. Okay, let's look at her morpher here. Well, that is the most lack of molding as it goes, man. Look at that. Also, the difference in the gold. Like, it's got this copper, which is interesting. Copper and then the gold. And then this is about as good as it could be. The back is actually painted really well. The front, not so much. Does have gold stripes down the side. Let's see here. T-mount ball joints with the drop-down hips. So that's really good. Sorry, I meant to zoom out for that. Forgot. Does have thigh rotation, although might be stuck. Yeah, there we go. Got it to move a little. Okay, so does rotate at the thigh. Doesn't break too bad because there's no crazy molding. That's always a good thing. Double jointed knees, which, given that she's a kick person, that's a good thing to have. Very nice. And, it's Chun-Li. We need to kind of check. Not gonna lie, she kind of has a guy butt. Wait, did they? No? I'm wondering. No, let's bring in Ryu just real quick. Let's see. Did they use guy? Because Chun-Li has, like, super thighs. Like, super powerful thighs. Looks like guy legs, if I'm honest. It might not be this exact mold, because I don't see the hard line. But those are definitely thicker than the traditional female thighs we've been getting. on the normal Rangers. Pretty good. A little bit of a mishap here on the bottom of her helmet. You know, gold doesn't quite meet up there. Something I could repaint. Okay, so down here on the legs, both got copper and gold around this cuff, and then her boots. The boots look so plain. Like, how do you get this far and then put 0 paint? Like, I have a feeling that should have some paint on it. And, oop, yep. Nice boot rotation there. And, of course, the kick. The kick! Okay. So, let's try to utilize her stuff here. All right, so let's start out with just the Power Blast. I don't actually remember what her thing is called, gonna be honest. It's her Hadouken is really what we got. Just sort of rotate it however you need to get it to go. Kind of worried about how I could swap her hands, gonna be honest. Hold on. Okay, that wasn't easy because I got to grip something spiky to pull that out. Though I will say I can use... Though, if I remember correctly, like the way she shoots this is kind of bent over. Am I wrong? It feels like she does something like this to shoot her thing. Like it feels like something absurd like this with her butt out. Am I wrong? Like, I'm pull it up here on the screen. Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. Something like that. Sorry, I wasn't zoomed out all the way. Mind you, she ain't gonna stand like this. Hold on, let's rotate this. See if I can plant a foot here. Maybe not. Something like that. Mind you, she's a bit close. It's kind of the problem with the way they arrange this. Like, that feels kind of like how she does it. Am I wrong? I could be wrong. Okay, so pull that off for now. And let's bring in her Pheonix Force. It's kind of funny that he goes with she goes with a Pheonix that's like this, and Ryu has a Falcon as well, but it doesn't make much sense. Now I have no idea how this attack is supposed to look. Like maybe it's a Kamehameha thing? Like this? Hold on, bring in the elbow. Seriously, this freaking arm strap won't stay. Like, maybe it's something like that. Don't know. And if you want to see the difference between hers and Ryu's attacks, his looks a bit more like a bird. Also looks significantly more like a phoenix. And here's a weird thing, like, because like they did it this way, and I feel like this attack should be horizontal, like it just looks cooler. This is silly. Like, I'd have put the hole here on the bottom and made it go this way. Seems like it would make more sense. All right, so let's try the kick attack. Now, this one should be interesting. One, because that's freaking high. I'm assuming that I need to extend the foot all the way. Like so. I'm trying to figure out something like this, it looks like. It's not a snug fit, if I'm honest with you. It's rotating on the thigh. Here's the weird part. I can't get her other leg. Here we go. Get it to stand straight up. Yeah, that's pretty much how it should be, from what I can tell. It's like twisting her body, though. And that's kind of the hard part about having one leg up like that. See, now I gotta switch back to the fist. Okay, that's a little bit better. Here's the problem. They need two separate stands here. They need one for her foot, which I think her foot is meant to go in like this. Kind of hard to tell. Like, going by the shape of that, like, toe forward up there. Also, you know, smooth glass, it's kind of a thing. So let me rotate this way, see if that helps at all. Support the weight in a different manner. I need to look at the box again and check what position her arm should be in. So here's one problem. The box has her not standing like this, but standing like that, with no stand involved. I can tell you how bad that's going to go real quick. Let's just go ahead and remove the stand from the concept, and then just hope that she can... I mean, this weighs nearly as much as a figure does. I mean, it's kind of absurd to have thought that would work, you know? Yeah, let's do it this way. Even though that's not how it works. Her leg is like this. So, I mean, like, it should be essentially straight out like this. And you're not going to do it this way. So this is kind of a dumb thing. I mean, even if you straighten her body out, like even to this point, which actually works pretty good, the hole would have to be like here to work with this stand. It's almost like maybe cut this down and insert it here at a different height, you know? Because like this puts it so freaking high up, she might as well be flying. You know, it's like this. This is absurd. You know, it's an upward kick when normally it's a forward kick. And like I said, I don't know what to do with her hands here. Or if there should be a slight knee bend. Like, this is an awkward pose. Like, it's like, this is one of those things where Hasbro's like, look how cool it is. And then you realize, wait, can I even use this? It's kind of crazy. So, either way, let's just get that out of the way. Not to mention, this is not staying in the base worth of shit. You know, it is kind of a problem. So, let's see here. Let's just get her in a threatening pose. A pose where she's kind of ready to go. Come on. Stand, woman. World's strongest woman. Now Power Ranger woman. Okay, turn. The thigh. Or at the boot. So this is kind of a problem I have with the way the feet have always worked. Is like, you can't always get it to face the direction you want. Like, I need it to go a very specific way. And it won't necessarily do that. That's good enough. Let's bring in Ryu. So, there's our two Street Fighter Power Rangers. Though what's interesting is she at least uses brand new boots, or at least brand new to her. I don't know if they're not remolds off somebody else, you know. He's cool. I think her details are better, though her effect parts make even less sense. You know, like you have this one, which is cool, but you know, to put her in a stance where she's shooting it properly doesn't make sense. You know, it's almost like Ryu, who, despite having butterfly joints, can't put his hand together to actually technically make the Hadouken fire. And then, of course, you have the Pheonix force, so to speak, you know, and her. this. You know, this is just kind of meh. Like, they could have added some airbrushing to this, made it look a little bit better. And look, hey, how about that? A female Power Ranger that can't stand up worth of shit. All right, so this is where I'm going to just kind of rag on it ever so slightly. Like, considering it's Chun-Li, she should have a great range of movement, and there needs to be enough there because her big deal is kicks. Like, that's just it. You know, and this is going to come down to if you have Tamashi effect bases or your Tamashi stands, stuff like that will probably work out better than this. Just giving a universal BS stand here. Like, this does not work effectively for the character, and considering the packaging straight up lies to you, that's even more annoying. It's like, hey, look, you know her most famous move? You can't really recreate it properly. Not that you want to, you know. And then the fact that this ball here doesn't want to sit in this base, like... And what's funny is you see the notches there. They're not meant to line up with this. That's just there for support. And those are just there to sort of create a little bit of friction, which, you know, whoop-de-doo. You know, you can either do like a ridiculous level, but this is meant to be significantly lower. So you have effect parts that look really cool, but are less, or as I would put it, pretty ineffective for her parts. You know? It's kind of a letdown. It's a really cool figure. A bit expensive, but really cool. You know, and like to try to put these figures in a way that you can utilize like their attacks. So if I wanted to use his Hadouken or his Shoryuken, you know, I'd have to really try to figure that one out. Because one, this is supposed to be like a rising attack that he can use, but there's no stand for him to do that. And then you have a kicking thing that's not going to work with her unless you actually have something proper to hold her leg at a position that's worth a damn. So, okay. But the paint is good. The details are cool. The idea is really, really neat, but possibly taken too far, if I'm honest. The Ken one that's coming, we'll see. You know, it's going to be a little while till he comes out. Probably next month if I had to guess. But I'll get to that one as soon as I can. So, but go check out the review if you did not see it before. And, of course, go check out the rest of the Lightning Collection. You know, there's plenty. There's plenty of Lightning Collection videos. But I'll see you guys next time. Remember, as always, keep on nerding.